The camper vans everyone on YouTube is raving about right now, the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter conversions, the Ford Transit builds, the Ram ProMaster vans, in 5 years, some of them are going to cost you more in repairs than you paid for them. And the sad part, the data already proves it. What you're about to see is not a camper tour. It's not a highlight reel of someone's dream build. It's an honest breakdown of why the most popular camper vans on the market in 2026 are aging poorly and what that means for your wallet, your retirement, your family trip, or your full-time van life plan. We're going to cover 3 major failure points that buyers consistently overlook: real depreciation curves, real repair costs, and the specific vans by name that are holding up versus falling apart. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which buyer profile should walk away from the popular choice and what to buy instead. No fluff, no brand loyalty, just the information that dealers hope you never find before you sign. The popularity trap. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth about popularity. When a camper van becomes a cultural phenomenon, when it's all over Instagram, all over YouTube, all over Reddit threads, something predictable happens. Demand spikes, manufacturers rush production, quality control weakens, and prices inflate beyond what the product actually justifies. We saw this in real time between 2020 and 2023 with the pandemic RV boom. The Ford Transit-based conversions, the Ram ProMaster builds, even the premium Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, all of them experienced production surges that introduced problems owners are still dealing with right now. But here's what's different in 2026. It's not a boom anymore, it's a hangover, and the vans built during that inflated demand period are now hitting the 3 to 5 year mark, exactly when the hidden problems surface. Think about what 3 to 5 years means in a camper van. Factory sealants start to crack, electrical systems in budget range conversions start showing their limits, fresh water tanks in gray water systems start corroding in climates they were never properly rated for. Slide-outs on mid-range Class B plus vans start misaligning. And owners are discovering this not in a campground with a warranty in hand, they're discovering it on a mountain pass in Colorado or on a coastal road in Portugal, far from any service center that knows their specific van. So the popularity trap works like this. You buy the van everyone is buying because social proof feels like safety. But social proof is not engineering validation, and the vans that got the most attention in the last 4 years got that attention because of aesthetics, lifestyle appeal, and marketing, not long-term mechanical reliability. Here's the question you need to ask before any camper van purchase in 2026. Is this van popular because it lasts, or is it popular because it photographs well? Those are 2 completely different vans. And the van that photographs best right now, it's also topping the repair forum complaints. We're getting there, but first, let me show you the 3 aging failure points that separate a smart buy from an expensive mistake. Failure point 1. Thermal management. The first thing that ages poorly in a popular camper van is thermal management, and most buyers have no idea this is even a category they should be evaluating. Here's what it means, in practical terms. How does the van handle extreme heat, extreme cold, and how well does its insulation protect the interior components, the electrical system, the water lines, the cabinetry, over years of use in variable climates? The vans that fail this test most visibly are built on cargo van platforms never designed for full-time habitation. The Ford Transit, the Ram ProMaster, and the VW Crafter all fall into this category at their base level. They are excellent work vans. They are not inherently excellent living vans. The conversion quality, not the platform, determines whether they age gracefully. Here's where the problem compounds. The most popular Transit and ProMaster-based conversions in the under $78,000 range use spray foam insulation installed quickly in factory-line conditions. Spray foam is not the problem. Rushed, uneven application is. When it's inconsistent, and in volume production it often is, you get thermal bridging, cold spots in winter, hot zones in summer, and over time, moisture gets trapped in those inconsistencies, leading to mold behind wall panels you cannot see and won't smell until it's already serious. Compare that to how the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 4x4, specifically the Winnebago Revel in the Airstream Interstate 19, addresses the same problem. These are purpose-engineered platforms with insulation standards that are tested, not assumed. The Revel uses a spray foam and rigid foam hybrid system with a verified R value that holds up in four-season use cases their buyers actually live in. That engineering costs more up front, but it does not cost you a $4,000 mold remediation at year 4. For European buyers, the Fiat Ducato-based conversions dominate the way the Transit dominates the US. The same thermal management split exists. The Hymer Van S and the Bierstner Campeo are well insulated for European four-season use. Many smaller independent converter brands using the same Ducato base are not. The platform is not the differentiator. The insulation execution is. The practical test. Before you buy any conversion van in 2026, ask for the insulation specification sheet, not the marketing language, the actual R value, the method used, and whether it was factory applied or third-party applied. If the dealer can't produce it, that tells you something important about what you're buying. That's failure point 1. Failure point 2 is where buyers who do their research still get caught because it hides in the spec sheet in plain sight. Failure point 2, electrical architecture. And in 2026, this is the most critical evaluation category in the entire campervan market. Here's the context. Between 2019 and 2024, the industry made a massive shift toward lithium battery systems, solar integration, and shore power compatibility. That shift is genuinely good. Lithium is better than AGM. Shore power flexibility is better than generator dependency. Solar reduces operating costs meaningfully over time. But not all lithium systems are created equal. In the popular mid-range conversion vans, the ones being sold aggressively in the $65,000 to $95,000 range right now, you are frequently buying a lithium badge on an electrical architecture that was not properly designed for lithium behavior. Lithium batteries charge and discharge differently than AGM. They require a battery management system, an industry term, a BMS, specifically calibrated for the battery bank size, the solar input, and the shore power inverter in that specific van. When those three components come from three different suppliers and integrated by a conversion company optimizing for cost and speed, you get what electricians in the RV world call a Frankenstein system. Works fine year 1. Problems start year 2. By year 3, you're looking at a full electrical audit, $1,500 to $3,000 before a single component gets replaced. And now here's the part most buyers completely miss. I want to tell you about a retired couple from Arizona. They bought a brand new popular conversion van, well reviewed on YouTube, well marketed by the brand. At 18 months, the electrical system failed completely. The repair estimate came back at $6,200. The converter blamed the battery manufacturer, the battery manufacturer blamed the installer, and that couple spent 6 weeks in a hotel waiting for parts and a resolution that took a lawyer's letter to finally force. That is not a horror story. That is a documented pattern in the service records of mid-range conversion vans built between 2020 and 2023, and it is entirely preventable if you know what to look for before you buy. The vans that age well electrically are the ones where the power system was designed as a single architecture. The Winnebago Revel's Volta power system is a strong example. The Storyteller Overland Mode 4x4, at its price point, ships with an electrical system engineered together, not sourced separately and assembled under pressure. The Hymer Van S in the European market applies the same integrated philosophy to its power architecture. For European buyers, the 230-volt shore power standard versus the 120-volt US standard means vans sold in Europe cannot simply be shore-powered in North America without a step-up transformer. If you're buying a European spec van in the US, and this happens in the import market, verify the electrical architecture for both standards before you assume you can plug in at any campground. The test I recommend: ask any conversion dealer for the wiring diagram of the van's power system. A quality conversion company has one. A company that assembled components under time pressure does not.
The presence of a wiring diagram is not just a technical detail, it's a proxy for how seriously the builder took the electrical integration. No diagram, no buy. Failure point 1 and failure point 2 are about physical degradation. Failure point 3 is different. This one is about the market, and it's the one that's going to cost you the most money if you get it wrong.
Failure point 3, depreciation velocity. Depreciation velocity is the rate at which a campervan loses value relative to its purchase price, and in 2026, this metric has become dramatically more important than it was 3 years ago. During the pandemic RV boom, prices were inflated 25 to 40% above historical norms. Demand was irrational, supply was constrained. Dealers were marking up allocations on the Sprinter and Transit platforms, and buyers were paying it. That created an artificial price ceiling. That ceiling has corrected. The broader RV market has seen significant price normalization since late 2023, but not all vans corrected equally. The vans overpriced on weak fundamentals, poor insulation, budget electrical systems, trending aesthetics over engineering corrected the fastest and hardest. Some popular conversion van brands selling at $95,000 in 2022 are now trading in the $58,000 to $62,000 range on the used market. That is a 35 to 38% depreciation hit in under 4 years. Meanwhile, certain platforms held value in a way that should tell you something. The Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 4x4 high roof has maintained approximately 70 to 75% of its original value at 4 years old in the U.S. market, with documented maintenance in a quality conversion. The VW California, the gold standard for factory-built compact campervans in Europe, holds value around 80% at 3 years in the German and UK markets. The reason is simple. They were correctly priced for what they were, and demand for them remains structurally consistent. This next point is where even experienced buyers get burned. Depreciation velocity predicts repair investment risk. A van losing value fast is losing value because the market has priced in its future problems. The collective intelligence of the used market, thousands of buyers and sellers, is a better long-term reliability signal than any single YouTube review, including this one. When a van is trading significantly below its original MSRP at 3 to 4 years old, that's the market telling you something. Listen to it. For families and full-time van life planners, the depreciation calculus leads to the same conclusion. If you're using the van for 5 to 7 years, you need a platform that holds together mechanically for that time frame, not one requiring a full electrical overhaul at year 3 and a thermal repair at year 4. Those repair costs, added to your depreciated resale value, create a total cost of ownership that can exceed what you would have spent buying a better-built van at a higher initial price. Here's the opinion that's going to upset some people in the comments, and I'm stating it anyway because it's accurate. The most popular campervans in 2026 are popular largely because of content creators who were paid, incentivized, or simply too excited about their gifted press vehicles to give you an honest long-term assessment. A YouTube channel that receives a van for a 2-week press trip and produces a tour video is not equipped to tell you how that van ages. They haven't lived in it through a Montana winter. They haven't dealt with the electrical gremlin that shows up at 18 months. They haven't paid the repair bill when the warranty expires. The brands with the largest marketing budgets tend to spend those budgets on creator relationships rather than engineering improvements, and the vans with the quietest social media presence and the longest waiting lists, the boutique Sprinter builders in the US with a 12-month backlog, the small European converters whose reputation is entirely built on owner outcomes, those are often your most reliable long-term investments. Not because they're obscure, because their reputation has nowhere to hide. Let's get specific about who should buy what. If you are a retiree looking for reliable, low-maintenance transportation that will not become a part-time project, look at the Volkswagen California Ocean or Coast in Europe, or a 2 to 3-year-old Winnebago Revel or Airstream 19 in the US. These are platforms where the engineering is done, the problems are documented and solvable, and the service networks exist. You are not their beta tester. Avoid any conversion van built between 2020 and 2022 by a brand that scaled rapidly during the boom.
The quality control on those production years is inconsistent enough that you need documented service history and a pre-purchase inspection from an independent RV technician, not a dealer walkthrough, before you commit. If you're a family planning extended or shoulder season travel, the Fiat Ducato-based mid-size conversions in Europe, the Hymer Van S600 or the Knaus Boxstar specifically, offer the best balance of interior space, thermal performance, and European service network coverage. In the US, the Ram ProMaster-based Class B Plus segment has improved meaningfully in build quality since 2023. The Tour Sequence offers more living space per dollar than Sprinter-based equivalents at a comparable build standard. Avoid any van where the interior conversion and the chassis warranty are from two separate companies with two separate service claims processes. The administrative reality of a disputed repair between a chassis manufacturer and a conversion company is a documented experience that can strand your claim for months. If you're a full-time van life planner, meaning this is your primary residence, invert the entire purchasing logic. Aesthetics last a week, systems last 5 years. Prioritize the electrical architecture, the insulation specification, and the service network density in the regions you'll actually travel. A van with a Mercedes-Benz service center every 40 miles on your route is categorically safer than a stunning custom build that requires specialist service available in 2 states. The Storyteller Overland Mode 4x4 earns its price in this category. So does the Winnebago Revel for buyers wanting 4-season confidence with an established resale market behind it. Here's my honest conclusion. The campervan market in 2026 is offering you a choice disguised as a lifestyle decision, but is actually a financial decision. The popular choice, the trending platforms, the viral builds, the most photographed vans on social media, carries real aging risk that will not show up in a tour video and will not be disclosed by a motivated seller. The smart choice is slower, less exciting, and harder to find content about. It requires asking uncomfortable questions at the dealership. It requires requesting documentation that most buyers don't know exists. And it requires accepting that a slightly less photogenic van that holds together for 7 years is a far better decision than the dream van that starts disappointing you at year 2. You are not buying a backdrop for your content. You are buying a vehicle that needs to function reliably in conditions that are by definition far from home and far from help. Buy accordingly. Drop a comment below with the van you're currently researching and tell me one thing. Are you buying primarily on aesthetics, on engineering, or on resale value? I read every comment and I'll respond to the ones where I have a strong opinion. Based on this video, you already know I will.